ahead. So I promised to be brief, and I hope I was brief enough. But I think when you get too brief, you don't really get any detail out there. So I wanted to just end by saying, about a month ago, I had the good fortune to be in the second row seat hearing Van Jones, author of Green for All, and one of the best kind of people putting the picture together in terms of economic strategy and political strategy. And he was a brilliant analyst, but he was also a brilliant comedian. And he was joking about how hard this movement is to characterize or understand. And he was imagining that there were maybe like a few FBI agents in the audience, because it was a conference in Washington. And he was satirizing this, FBI agent, like calling into the office and saying, "Chief, I don't understand it. They're singing hymns about insulation. I'll get back to you." So I'm hoping that we'll be able to capture some of that creative, irreverent spirit here, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a fraction of what he's doing, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will want to work with us. Thank you.
We're going to see if we have one more speaker here. No? Okay.
Yeah, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, because we didn't have our signals so well together, I wasn't sure. And Michael's just actually back from being under the weather for a few days. But when we go into a community to work on the green economy, the way we have to do it is, well, let's look at the building code and let's look at the infrastructure, and it's a lot of technical detail. So I wanted to introduce Michael O'Hara, who I've had the delight of employing at Sustainable Hudson Valley for the last few months, whose background is everything from corporate consulting to public works. And he's just going to share a few minutes of the ways that we can help a community, and then we'll mix it up informally.
That being said, Melissa laid the outline of what sort of things we've been doing in Kingston and some other places. But what I've been about is taking this and making it into a template that will allow us to facilitate, to be the catalyst for communities to work through the process of self-organizing around getting to the bottom of these issues themselves. Because the processes are generally the same. Who are the influence makers? How are we going to identify the assets, the liabilities, the possibilities that exist within your community? Because the general trend that we are all going to be about over this next few years is identifying where the strengths are in our own communities. As much as we applaud President Obama's initiative to make things happen on a national level, I think most of us in this room recognize that there's going to be a contraction of influence and a relocalization that will inevitably happen as the amount of energy available to us in the form of fossil fuels moves to a energy which is available to us from today's income, coming at us from the wind and the sun and the rain. And changing our way of life and changing our economies is going to be something that will be mostly done by those of us in this room and our friends and neighbors in each of our communities, rather than imposed as a system from the top down. So what Sustainable Hudson Valley is about is helping those individual community-based groups form and get organized and get the work done that we need to move on to the next phase in our evolution. So please get in touch with Melissa or myself here at this meeting, or get to our website at sustainhv.org, and we'll be happy to start the conversation. Nice to see you.